Hey guys, my name's Maven, and from 2001 through 2005, I had the coolest job in the world. I was a WWE superstar. Take a trip with me. I'm gonna tell you the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and sometimes the funny, and what it's like to be in the world of professional wrestling with the WWE. So I spent, 4 of the greatest years of my life working for the WWE. Now, I'm not saying that everything about the life is good. There's definitely some bad, definitely some negatives, and I've had some personal life demons that probably wouldn't have attacked if not for being in that business. But when I look back on my time in the WWE, I view it with nothing but fondness. I grew up in Virginia, in a small town, and I would watch wrestling every weekend. And my father would actually get on his hands and knees, and we would set up a ring in our house and I would wrestle him. So my love for the business started at a very early age. After I graduated, I became a 6th grade school teacher and moved out to Portland, Oregon with a buddy of mine from college. One night we're watching Monday Night Raw and JR's on there, and he says it, "Have you ever thought about becoming a wrestler?" And I was like, "Yes, actually I have." And they were offering a show called Tough Enough. First time they had ever offered anything like this. Now, this is in 2001 when the reality show craze was, in its infancy and just taking off. I literally thought, there's no way they're gonna pick me, but I made a video almost as a joke. I sent the video in, and a few weeks after, got a call to my classroom, and they invited me to New York to audition. After learning that I was on the show, I immediately, a week later, found myself in Stamford, Connecticut to film Tough Enough. Tough Enough was 9 of the most grueling weeks of my life. It was almost like, whenever anyone asks, I always say it was set up like a boot camp. At the very end of the show, we found ourselves, down to 5 competitors, and they sent us home and then brought us back to train before the finale. I still remember, the moment that they announced my name as the winner. I knew in that split second that my life was changed and my life would never be the same. And it's truly never been the same since that day. Whether it be for the bad or for the good, it has sent me in a direction that if I wouldn't have won that show, my life wouldn't have went in. After winning, I was sent to a developmental territory. I was sent to HWA, Heartland Wrestling Association in Cincinnati, Ohio. The developmental program, it's almost like a minor leagues in baseball. It's where that the WWE would send talent to hone their skills, to get better not only in the ring, but learn how to cut promos, how to, basically how to become a professional. I was in developmental for probably 4 or 5 months before I got the biggest break of my wrestling career, and something that I'm asked about on a weekly basis still to this day. I got a call for saying you're going to Atlanta for the Royal Rumble. I get there, get to Atlanta, and Shane McMahon immediately has me come to the ring, and he's there with Taker and informs me that you're going to be eliminating Taker out later tonight. Taker looks at me and excuse the word he said, but he pretty much said, "Are you kidding me?" What I later would find out is that would not happen if it wasn't for Taker. He had to give the okay with that, and he did, and he thus gave me a career. So I will forever be indebted to The Undertaker just for trusting and for giving of himself so selflessly. So thank you, Mark. Being on the road, once you're an active wrestler that's traveling week after week, there's good and there's bad. Obviously, the best parts, it's kind of a rock star life. I mean, we're in a new town each and every night, and there's people that know your name, and it's a cool feeling to have, people appreciate not only what you do, but who you are or who they think you are. There are some negatives that come with that, and it's tough being away from your house. It's tough never being home, and I've looked back at that moments and thought, on days when I could be home for 3 days in a row, that was a lot. That grows tiring after a while, and a lot of guys, especially if they have families, you're missing birthdays, you're missing a lot of firsts, you're missing ball games, dance recitals, you're missing school plays, you're missing holidays, you're missing anniversaries, you're missing all the things that come to matter in a family. So that's definitely tough. Another thing that's tough being on the road is it's very easy to fall prey to the demons benefits of being on the road. It's very easy to find yourself out, you know, after a show in a bar, or after you get done with a match and somebody has a handful of pills backstage, and you know these pills are not only going to help your back stop hurting, but you're going to put a smile on your face and you're going to have a good night. Man, it's very, very easy to fall prey to that. And I did. I don't hide the fact that, you know, that I had my own demons. In the end, we're all responsible for our own actions, and I'm never going to blame wrestling or anyone else for that. I'm a man. I'm responsible for those actions. But if not for being in that business, you know, I might have never came across those demons. I definitely probably wouldn't have had people screaming at me because they knew who I was. Yeah, along with the bad, there's so many goods that comes from wrestling. I mean, even to this day, whenever I get to, you know, see a kid or maybe someone who enjoyed the work that I did, or whenever someone comes up and they tell me, I was doing an autograph signing 2 weeks ago, and I had a guy who's currently wrestling today, and he told me, I got into the business because of you. I was watching you on Tough Enough. And man, that's humbling to know that I made a little bit of a difference. Like, I'm very aware of the fact that my career was spent as a mid-carder. I was never the top guy. I was never the main event guy. I wrestled in main event matches, but I was never the guy. And I'm fine with that. You know, obviously I would have liked to have been that, but you know, it's hard to live life, you know, having regrets. Now, another one of the dark sides which comes with the business is a lot of times some people might think they know you when they don't know you. A few years back, I actually had a woman reach out and say that I was the father of her 5-year-old son, to which I had never met this woman. The fact that I had to actually, you know, go out of my way and financially prove that biologically I was not the father of her son, you know, that's definitely something that's not a positive. I remember before WrestleMania 18, oh my gosh, I was so scared and I was so nervous, and I'm backstage and I'm pacing, and Rock sees me, and I mean, I'm in the business because of him. He sees me nervous, and he knows he can tell, and I'm about to have the biggest match of my life up until this point. He can tell I'm just not in a good headspace. And Rock calls me over, and he goes, Maeve, come here. And I'm thinking, words of wisdom. He knows how to do. He's been in a million of these matches. He's gonna give me something to work with. And he looks at me and he goes, Maven, no one's really expecting much out of you. Just go out there and do the best you can. And he walked away, and I was like, huh? But that was exactly what I needed to calm my nerves. And he kind of grinned and kind of winked at me, and that was him telling me, just go out there and do what you do. And I was very, very thankful for that. I still get goosebumps, and I still get excited for being able to be a part of shows like this. Even if it's, I mean, this is a small show. This isn't a big show. I'm gonna do it as long as I can. I'm 46 years old right now. The day is gonna come when A, no one wants to pay money to see me, and B, no one wants to pay money to hire me. Till then, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy my time, what I have. Now, I think everything you do in life is filled with both benefits and regrets. If given the opportunity, I would do it again in a heartbeat, because with all the regrets that I have, I still get the opportunity to do things just like this. I still get to put a smile on people's faces. And in fact, John Oliver, he did an entire video on the pitfalls of the WWE. To check out my reaction, click right here.